Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. It's Thursday, June 25th, 2026, and it's 7:49 a.m. here in Chicago. So, a few topics. We're talking about Tank, then we're going to ultimately talk about Boots versus zayas. And it'll be a short video, like not more than, 6 minutes. So, let me get to talking real fast. So, before we get to boxing, real quick, did you guys see Mexico? They made history. Now, for one, now people hate when I mention stuff like this, but I'm sorry, if you don't like it, it's too bad. I'm black, so I gotta do it. Mexico put a brother on their team, right? A Mexican brother. His name is Chavez. I think his first name is like Mario or Mauricio or something. And he got this brother. They got this brother on their team now. You know, normally Mexico, they like to hide their black people. They won't put them in their, like, sports. Like, you never see Mexican black boxers, and I'm sure there are plenty of them. You know, I saw one, actually. I think he was on I forgot, it was a big fight though, and it was around 2016-ish, 2015-ish. And he was a black Mexican dude, and he was on the undercard of a big fight. I can't remember the fight, because I saw they paid him a measly, like, $900. He got robbed. And, but normally, you know, Mexico won't show their black boxers. Their whole football team, soccer, I mean, is you know, non-black, but they got a brother on the team this time. His name is Chavez. He scored the first goal at this World Cup for Mexico. And get this, now Mexico has made history. They won all 3 group stages in the World Cup so far. 9 points, you guys. 9 points. That's pretty damn good. That is pretty damn good. So Mexico is doing their duck dizzle. And so that's it with the World Cup for now. Let's get into I'll save Boots versus zayas for last. Let's get into all the stuff with Tank and Shakur and Keyshawn and Devin Haney. Honestly, I have not been keeping up that much, so my commentary is only on like a couple of things I read in headlines. First of all, I think Tank is trying to set Devin Haney up, because he don't even like Devin Haney. He can't stand to see Devin Haney get any shine, you know? So why would he give him a fight? I think he's setting him up. I don't know how, I don't know if that makes sense, but he's petty enough to do it. Especially after Devin Haney posted that photo of Tank and his mom talking about this is Tank's Father's Day or something like that. So, yeah, I don't know what Tank got up his sleeve, but if I were the Haneys, I wouldn't trust it. But I'm sure they know that. Maybe they're using him just like he's using them. You know what I mean? But another thing. I saw quite a few people saying that Shakur doesn't have any options and Shakur is left out. And, like, what are you talking about? Shakur just fought January 31st. Did you forget? Did you forget that Shakur just fought January 31st? Teofimo Lopez, the world saw how good he is. And, like, when's the last time your fighter fought? I'll wait. When's the last time your fighter fought? It hasn't been since no damn January 31st. And another thing, like, people just be talking and they don't think. What did Shakur say? He can fight at 135 or 140. Shakur can fight at 135 or 140. What do you mean Shakur doesn't have options? Shakur probably has more. He definitely has more options than Devin Haney. You guys just want to try to make it look like he doesn't. He definitely has more options than Devin Haney, because Devin Haney ain't trying to see Keyshawn. And we all know why. Devin Haney ain't trying to move up and fight Boots unless somehow Boots looks really, really weak. Like, if Boots looks really, really weak in this fight, then you'll be hearing from Bill Haney, because that's how the Haneys move. They go after the weakest link before they move up, Tell me I'm lying. And so, as far as Shakur not having options, I beg to differ. And I would argue Shakur has more options than Devin Haney. Now, of course, not Tank, because people are going to run to the money. So Tank, I can't say Shakur has more options than Tank. But Shakur, at least, he's not out there like trying to set people up and shit like that. So that's my commentary on that. I honestly haven't been following, all of what's going on, But one more thing about Tank. All the people bragging that he's still the big man and he's still this and that. He might be, but you guys, it's not going to last forever. It's not going to last forever. So while he's walking around flexing to be the biggest this and the biggest that, he's not fighting. He's not fighting. So what kind of content are you going to have when his light finally dims out, And I ain't no hater. As a matter of fact, if Tank ever decides to rematch Lamont Roach, which we all know that ain't going to happen, I would definitely be there because I always wanted to go to a competitive, keyword, competitive Tank fight. So I ain't no hater, but I mean, what are you guys bragging about really? That people still consider him the face of boxing, yet he ain't fighting nobody? Let him fight Lamont Roach. Give Lamont Roach his rematch. And I'll definitely go to that. But in the meantime, don't try it with Shakur. Shakur just fought January 31st. Again, when's the last time your fighter fought? But another thing, and you know what? A lot of it has to do with the kind of company people keep. Like Shakur, he likes to keep himself surrounded by very, very boxing-minded people. People who can stay focused on, their skill. He's not out there drinking or getting in trouble with women, And I'm not saying like he's perfect, but your environment has a lot to do with, how you show out for the boxing world, But anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about Boots versus Xander Zayas. Did you guys hear Xander Zayas say Boots is flat-footed? Now, I'm not the most knowledgeable, is Boots flat-footed? No. Boots is not flat-footed. I know what flat-footed looks like. Boots is not flat-footed. And here's my thing. Again, I'm not scrapbook boxing or nobody like that, but I think I know what a flat-footed fighter looks like. Boots is very athletic, and he gets hit more than I think he should, but he's not flat-footed. Boots gets in and out quick, and he's good on his feet. Them flat-footed boxers, they take a little bit longer. But I don't know, you guys. Tell me, am I wrong? Is Boots flat-footed? When I heard Xander say that, I was like, Boots? But I don't know. Maybe that's a setup. Maybe Xander, wants Boots to think that he doesn't know what he's looking at, or maybe Xander wants Boots to think that Xander is really, really, really underestimating him, so that Boots can come in, assuming that Xander don't know shit, and Xander knows plenty. I don't know what's up Xander's sleeve, but I think Xander knows that Boots is not flat-footed. I don't know. That was kind of weird to me that he said that. But you know what? I'm going to give not a pass, but Xander, he lies a little bit. Have you guys noticed that? Xander be lying. Because even when he tried to say something to Boots about, yeah, that's cute. That's cute. And Boots has said, that's cute. Like, Boots knew he was being condescending. And Boots said, dude, you have blonde hair. That's cute. That's what's cute, you know? And Xander tried to say, that's how they're doing it in Puerto Rico. He just be lying. I ain't seen a Puerto Rican yet walking around with that ridiculous blonde hair like Xander Zayas. I'm going to go ahead and say Xander's lying on that. And didn't he get busted? Xander got busted in another lie, too. I forgot what it was. I got to check what Made Man. He got busted in a bigger lie. It wasn't about no blonde hair. It was something else. I think Xander had claimed that he sparred with one of the guys who was like up front at the press conference. And the guy was like, what is he talking about? Like, Xander be lying, you guys. So I think he's one of those people who just says anything. You know how people, when they get in an argument or when they get put, like, maybe under pressure, they just start lying. Like, Xander be lying. But I'm not underestimating him in this fight, but I definitely got Boots winning. Go Boots, go Boots, go Boots. And unfortunately, I think it would be massive if Xander Zayas wins. But if Boots wins, I don't know how massive it will be. I think people will find reasons to discredit him. And I'm not the only person or the first person to say that. A lot of people I hear saying that, you know. Boots won't get the credit if he beats Xander in a very, you know, impressive fashion. But if Xander beats Boots, it's going to be massive. And if Boots wins, but it was still somewhat competitive, they're going to use that to hype up Xander, not Boots. So, you know, it's kind of unfair for Boots. Boots, you got to really fuck him up. And they're still not going to give you the credit you deserve, but you can't make it a close fight. Because for one, you might get cheated. And for two, that's gonna be hype for Xander, not you. So Boots, you gotta make that look like there are levels to this shit, you know? But anyway, tell me what you think in the comment section. All right, have a good day.